fighting the bugs today. Today we're going to try to show you the Maxim Defense combat stock. They've got a couple of different varieties of this thing. They've got a CQB stock and they've got a combat stock. That's what I've picked up here. It's a little cheaper, and I use that word tongue-in-cheek, cheaper. It's not a cheap item. Like I say, it's a preview, it's not a review because I haven't used it long enough to fully make up my mind about it. Putting this stock on your rifle definitely changes the feel of the rifle and the use of the rifle. I'm a lot into marksmanship, and putting this stock on the rifle really changes it from a marksmanship rifle to exactly what the name of the product implies, a combat rifle. It is a service rifle, no question about that. And I was a little bit worried with the price of this stock that it might change the weight and feel of this rifle for me. But that's not the case at all. When I put this stock on, put it up in my shoulder, man, it was just even better than the Magpul stock that I had on before. It's a real good feel to this thing. It puts the weight right in your shoulder where you want it. With the similarity of all AR-15s, you would think they would all be the same, but they're not all the same. You put one in your shoulder that feels right, and then put one in your shoulder that feels unbalanced, or maybe the barrel's a little heavier, or whatever the case might be. And it's hard to beat the quality of a Colt barrel, so even a heavier barrel doesn't necessarily up the quality of the rifle or the performance of the rifle. And so when I put this stock on, man, it just felt right. It even added to the comfort for me a little bit. And so the only thing that's changed in a negative way, I think you might have just heard it. You can really hear that spring now. I don't know if the buffer tube in this thing is thinner or has thinner walls than the Magpul that I had on here before, but I can really hear the spring a lot better now. Even when I'm firing the rifle, you can just hear it going off beside your ear. I never really paid attention to it before with the Magpul. I probably heard it to some degree, but you can hear this to the degree that it really shows up in your ear while you're shooting. You go, man, that spring's going off. But I've got a solution for that on the way. I'll show you that a little bit later. It hadn't come in yet, but when it comes in, we'll shoot it a little bit and then tell you how that works out. But really the only negative is getting used to the feel of something new and the spring sound going off in your ear. And let's face it, if we had to, we could put up with that. Right in the neighborhood of $300. It depends on what color you get. They've got flat dark earth and black. The black's maybe $15 cheaper than the flat dark earth. I'm not sure why that would be a big issue, but they also have the CQB model that's really a lot more expensive than this.